Evil, by its definition, is something that's considered to be profoundly immoral or wicked. To some of us, evil can come in many different forms, such as an evil spirit or an evil energy. Some of us may believe evil is a force looking to consume a host, or more specifically, a person. When it comes to Michael Myers, he's quite literally the physical embodiment of evil. He shares one goal, and that's simply to terrorize anyone who crosses his path. And if that's not enough for him to be frightening, let's take a deeper look. So for those of you who don't know, Michael Myers is often referred to as the Shape. Now, if you're like me, you wondered when you were younger why they called him this. After analyzing the character and his actions as an adult, it becomes quite clear as to why. Evil comes in many forms or shapes, and in this case, evil came in the shape of Michael Myers. Michael Myers also adopted the moniker because of his ability to seemingly be anywhere at any time. Director John Carpenter's original script refers to Myers as the Shape a whopping 118 times. And this is because when he's referred to, it was always in the manner of a shape hiding in the shadows, stalking his intended victims. Myers has the tendency to hide out in the shadows or simply not be seen by his victims. There is and always will be something eerie about the concept or idea of a shape or figure of someone staring at us. Even in the daylight, he can take the shape of something that we aren't able to see with the naked eye. And by the time we do see him, it tends to be already too late. So, our culture seems to have this fascination with serial killers and violence. It's arguably the reason the horror genre is so successful. In film, it makes for compelling villains and a thrilling and entertaining experience. However, in real life, the curiosity comes from wanting to know why a violent act was committed and why the suspect did what they did. When we look at some of the world's most notorious real-life killers, we almost always are given some form of insight as to why they are the way they are. We can make sense of it sometimes, no matter how heinous and immoral the act may be.
If there's one thing I know, it's this. A mother should not scorn her own son. If a woman humiliates her little boy, he will become hostile and violent and debased. Period.
In the case of Michael Myers, we're given virtually no insight as to why he murders people, and this makes the character all the more chilling. Sure, Laurie Strode, or Jamie Lee Curtis's character, is the main victim, but along the way we see Michael kill almost anyone who crosses his path. Most serial killers are soulless, in my honest opinion, the real demons of the world. But Michael Myers is something totally different than this. In real life, we see certain killers at least try to fake empathy in order to seem normal or more human. Michael Myers isn't concerned with being human, and he very well may not be. Take this clip from Dr. Loomis, a psychologist from the original Halloween, as he attempts to explain what Michael Myers is.
Could have been a skunk.
Could have.
Man wouldn't do that.
This isn't a man. I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up, because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
As you can see, Michael is not someone who has a motive for his crimes. Even in later films that do attempt to give background and humanize Michael Myers, he is still ultimately seen as this empty, soulless individual who operates with one sole purpose. Take this clip from the Rob Zombie remake, for example.
You have to stop thinking that we're dealing with a normal man here. We're dealing with a soulless killing machine driven by pure animal instinct.
The one thing we know, regardless which version of the character we're referring to, is we're told he's ultimately driven by this force, considered to be evil itself. Rob Zombie tries giving us something to empathize with Michael about, but those moments are later abandoned, and he evolves into a more unhuman-like individual even in those films. To me, the only thing that's scarier than someone who's not only a maniac, driven by pure evil, is the fact that they may not be killable. Michael Myers has survived many attacks himself, some of which would kill any normal man, but he always seems to remain alive. The thought of having a stalking serial killer is one thing, but one that you can't kill no matter what you do would leave me in constant fright. It's alluded to in Halloween, as well as the remakes, that Michael is not a man, and that he's simply evil in the flesh. Michael is also someone who appears to have unnatural strength, to pair with his invulnerability, making him all the more fearsome. Now you may be thinking it's a movie, and he's not a real guy, but I think you're missing the point here if that's your thought process. I think Michael Myers is a metaphor for evil, and how, like love, it never truly dies. There are evil individuals in real life, and while they may not possess actual supernatural gifts and can die themselves, there will still be other evil people in the world that will unfortunately commit similar acts of violence. I believe Michael Myers is drawn from this aspect of our reality. John Carpenter just happened to put all of the real world's current and future evil into one fictional character. So when we take this into account, Halloween at its core is a rather simple film. It's about a being who kills, but sometimes the simplest concepts are the most effective. And when it comes to Michael Myers, this is the case. Sure, Michael Myers' inhibited and seemingly uncontrollable rage and strength is terrifying, but what makes Michael Myers one of the scariest is that he simply doesn't need any real motive to kill. He's pure evil at its highest level, and he's probably someone who will see you before you see him. So the next time you're taking the trash out at night and you happen to see something off in the distance, but can't quite make out what it is, remember, it's more than likely nothing, but there is the off chance it could be something more sinister. It could be the shape of someone or something evil. So thanks for watching, guys. This is my second Y series video, and I really like doing these. Being able to provide my thoughts on a film or aspect of a film is kind of fun. Digging deep into them just to kind of see what analysis I can come up with that someone may have not thought of before is kind of, exciting to me. I really enjoy it. I just really hope you all enjoy them as much as I do. Michael Myers is iconic, and I couldn't leave my first Halloween as a YouTuber without talking about horror's greatest icon, in my opinion. Of course, this is just my opinion, and I would like to hear your thoughts on this. Who's your favorite horror icon? Who's a character or film you would like for me to analyze? I'm all ears, guys, honestly. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to help your boy out by hitting that like and subscribe button so you can be updated on all of my latest videos. I'll catch you guys next time.